Yo, what's up? Shout out to all the fellow human beings out there, and thank you for tuning in twice again to the Viewturistic YouTube channel. Before I get into everything, first let me tell you how you can get in contact with me if you want to be featured in a video, if you want to do a collaboration, if you got any questions, or if you got any topics that you want us to talk about. Shoot us a text message at 414-292-7258. That is my direct line. Also, you can find me on Twitter. My brand new Twitter handle is @GunnersHolster. That's Gunner spelled with an A. Find me on Facebook at Joshua Adam Harwell, or you can shoot us an email at our Gmail account, which is thefuture@gmail.com. The Future, all one word. Now, let me rap to you for a minute. I want to talk to you today about the importance of overcoming the fear of criticism and how destructive the fear of criticism can be towards your own personal success, and how detrimental it can be to to your self-esteem, or to the self-esteem that you build within yourself, as well as your self-identity. I'm only speaking about this from a view of personal experience, and my fear of criticism over the years, growing up, has part of it was due to my own insecurities, not wanting those insecurities to be exposed. And anytime I felt in danger of those insecurities being exposed by way of criticism, I always, shied as far away as possible from doing whatever activity or whatever task it was, or whatever thing it was in life that would expose those flaws and those characteristic traits that cause my own insecurity, which in turn will cause someone to criticize me. I can think of multiple experiences, whether it was growing up, whether it was already being grown and deciding to embark on certain things, just that overall fear deep down inside that, hey, someone is going to see that you're not perfect, or someone's going to see that you might not be as good as you think you are at something in the eyes of someone else. And that fear alone is enough to stop you dead in your tracks and avoid going towards or going after whatever that thing is altogether, just because you want to swim around a little bit in that comfort zone of not even exposing any of your flaws or any of your weaknesses for someone to criticize you. One thing that comes to mind off the top of my head is the DJ career that I embarked on. So, as some of you may or may not know, I actually, I'm a DJ as well. I haven't been as active on the DJ scene. Hell, I haven't been pretty active at all on the DJ scene in the last few years because I've been embarking on other things. However, it's something that's still near and dear to my heart. But I guess when I was in my prime, I guess you want to call it, or that's not to say that I'll never have another prime again, because I have all the intentions of getting back on the scene. That was just a little shameless plug. But I guess my peak years, the years that I was most active and involved on the DJ scene, was from about 2000 and late 2008 or early 2009 to about 2012, somewhere in that time frame. And during that time, I feel like, as I reflect now, I feel like I could have taken my DJ career a lot further than I actually did, because what happened with me was, once I reached that level of comfort and ease of going out there and doing what I knew how to do best, I kind of kept it there, because like I said, it was easy. I knew that people appreciated me for what I could do, and people respected my talent enough to want to book me for shows. They respected me enough for me to build a solid and loyal following. However, one thing that I neglected to do was to push myself to get even better, to expand that, even further than I had already taken it. And one big reason that I avoided doing that was because in order to achieve that next level of greatness, I would have had to push myself outside of my comfort zone and start doing things and going up against DJs who were better than me. But the problem with that was, you know, at that time I wasn't the most secure person around, and I still had these issues with my own self-identity, my own self-esteem, that I didn't want to put myself in that vulnerable position to be criticized. Now looking back, that was, you know, in my opinion, that was a huge mistake. It's almost sort of like a regret. The only reason it's not a huge, like a major life regret, is because I can always pick my turntables back up and get back in that position that I was in. It's definitely going to take a lot of work, but I can still get back there. But it is partially a regret, because at that time, when I had the momentum on my side and I had the the relevance in that particular scene, in that industry that I was in, I had that on my side, and that was a golden opportunity for me to push myself outside of my comfort zone and surround myself around other DJs, you know, who were better than me, but would only push me to be better myself, so that I can take my career to the next level. But that fear of that criticism, it stopped me dead in my tracks. And that's what I want to talk to you all about, is if you are at a point in your life right now where, whether it's the career that you're currently in, whether it's pursuing your dreams, whether it's pursuing, you know, anything that involves you putting or investing your own skill, your own talent, and some type of emotion into accomplishing a task, whatever situation it is, if it's going to possibly involve the criticism for others, and that's something that you fear, please take my word for it, and understand that the only way that you are going to get better at what it is that you're doing is if you can build the endurance and build the layer, you know, the tough layer of your skin to endure that criticism. And over time, you'll begin to learn how to filter out what is actual criticism, what's constructive criticism from those who actually care about your success and are criticizing you in order to make you better at your craft, make you better at what it is that you're doing, and being able to distinguish that from those who criticize you just for the sake of putting you down. Now, if you haven't built up that type of self-esteem, self-identity, endurance yet, any type of criticism for you, you're going to take it personal, you're going to get defensive, and those tend to be the traits that stop us dead in our tracks, for those of us who at some point fear criticism, or for those of us who are still afraid of criticism. Find those people who actually are going to invest in you and criticize you in a constructive way to help you build. But that's a two-way street. Like I said, that criticism can come from any angle, it could come from any perspective, it could come from any person, but it's up to you on how you receive that criticism, and it's up to you to determine whether or not that criticism is going to allow you to prevent yourself from progressing, or if you're going to continue to fear that criticism, and because of that fear of criticism, you avoid even putting yourself in those vulnerable situations to be criticized. You avoid exposing your flaws, exposing your weaknesses in order for others to see them, to help you strengthen them. You avoid those situations out of fear of being criticized. And like I said, that can go with anything in life. Criticism comes in many different forms, many different shapes, and it doesn't matter what that criticism is aimed at in your life. Some of us aren't as well equipped at taking that criticism as others are. One successful or one useful technique that over time I've learned to enforce in order for me to get over my fear of criticism is understanding that we all have our flaws, we all have our weaknesses, we all have those things about us that can be criticized from the lens or from the view of other people. But if you build up enough confidence in yourself to know that, hey, this criticism is only going to make me stronger, because it it'll fuel, for those who criticize you from a negative view, a negative lens, in an attempt to put you down, that's only going to fuel your motivation for you to succeed, to prove them wrong. Or B, that criticism is going to come from a valid source, from a trusted source, and it's going to be used to fuel you to get better, to show them that they didn't waste their time or energy in, investing in you and criticizing you to help you become better at what it is that you do. For those who are familiar with my DJ career, during the time that I was pretty active in Milwaukee, my very first protege, my very first understudy, goes by the name of DJ Poison Ivy. I'm in Phi Beta. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. She's a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, so she's my sorority sister, constitutionally bound. But she was my very first understudy, and she is one person that I can think of and use as an example of a person who has like an outer shell made of Teflon. At least on the surface, it appears to be. And I say this because when I was teaching her how to DJ, I did not hold back from criticizing what it was that she was doing, and she'll attest to that. And I think that her natural ability to take in that criticism and not be offended by it and use that to make her better, I think that's what has allowed her to push her career to where it's going. I mean, she's done things that I've never even come close to. I'm very proud of her. She actually is now the official DJ for the Dallas Wings, which is the WNBA team in Dallas. She's the DJ and the audio director. And like I said, I think back to when I first started teaching her how to DJ. I criticized her a lot, but she picked up my energy, she picked up my vibe, that it wasn't coming from a malicious place. It was only coming from a place of love, and it was coming from someone who truly wanted to invest in her and help her make her better. And because she had that unique skill of being able to accept that criticism, she took her career to an entirely different level because she used that as fuel. I'm going to cut that off here right now, because like I said, this is a topic that there'll probably be a part 2 to this, because even now, as I progress in making these videos and trying to build up my brand and trying to build up our Viewturistic brand, build up the awareness of our Viewturistic YouTube channel, there's gonna criticism is going to come from many different angles. People are going to tell me, I don't like what you're talking about, or people are going to say you should talk about this and talk about it in that way instead of that way, whatever the case may be. And it's up to me to determine the authenticity of that criticism and to determine where it's coming from in the place of those people's hearts, to tell if they're using that criticism because they truly want to see me succeed and do better, or if it's because they are looking for a way to stop me in their tracks because they don't want to see me succeed. Unfortunately, we have to filter through and weed out those people in life. So like I said, I'll probably be doing a part 2 about the fear of, or overcoming the fear of criticism, and the importance of actually utilizing criticism to help you become better at what it is that you do. So I'll end that here. If you have any questions, any comments, if you want to reach out and connect with us, like I said, hit me up, shoot me a text message at 414-292-7258, or you can shoot us an email at theviewtur@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Adam Harwell. And please follow me on my brand new Twitter account. The handle is @GunnersHolster. That's Gunner spelled with an A. Until next time, keep viewing what you're viewing. The view is so clear from up here, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Subscribe.